Yo! What's good? It's your boy Jay Giggy, back with another special video. Today I'll be continuing my journey through the reworked version of Kingdom Hearts 3. For this video in particular, we will be discussing the next world, Olympus. Without further ado, let's begin. The beginning of Olympus is the same as the original game. We get the intro of the world logo for Olympus with Sora and company arrives on Olympus. As Sora goes through the same area where the Heartless were, and as they climb up, we get the cutscene where they run into Hades. They will have the same dialogue where Sora realizes Hades is up to no good again, it just goes on and on. And then at that moment, they will have a scripted boss fight against Hades. Yes, from the beginning of the world, we fight Hades. But if you guys remember in the previous video, Sora is supposed to be weakening at this state. So because of that, he obviously loses because he's not as strong as he used to be. So he will automatically lose his fight, and then they will just show the scene like this.
Where are my titans? Show me your power! That's what I'm sailing.
Alright, so either way, normally afterwards, Maleficent and Pete would come through the dark portal and they would talk with Hades. But sorry, that's not gonna happen. Instead, the person who walks through the dark portal will be none other than Xigbar. Hades will be ecstatic that Xigbar showed up to help him out, saying something along the lines of, "Geez, thanks for coming," or "You came at the perfect time since just Brack showed up." And Xigbar will be like, "But of course, I owed you a favor from long ago. I thought it was high time I pay it back." Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The first Heartless example, Sora learns a fire spell. Yeah, I forgot about that, but yeah, he learns that. Eventually, the same scene will play out where Sora and company are falling from the sky and just miraculously run into Hercules. Then Hercules saves them and they catch up for a bit. As they were catching up, they get ambushed by Heartless and you team up with Hercules. After you fight the Heartless, Hercules is in your team. And in his abilities list, there is an ability that allows you, the player, to use the limit heroic swing. I know the picture is very crappy, forgive me for this. Now in a separate video, I will go into full detail on how to improve and fix the combat of Kingdom Hearts 3. But throughout the entire Reworked series, I will mention some parts of the combat here or there I have in mind. Now as you enter this world, the player will automatically be introduced to having two command menus, where you can switch between the two command menus by pressing the left button on the D-pad, just like in Kingdom Hearts 2. In the first command menu, you will have attack, magic, item, and question mark. Yeah, ignore the drive command and the question mark. The second command, you will have attack, question mark, and limits. Again, ignore the party and summon under the question mark. Now, just like how links will add to the shortcut, limits should also be added to the shortcuts as well, so you can use them on the fly whenever the player sees fit. Also, just adding another slot of shortcut so that there will be shortcut D for the extra limit. Now, when using limits, the cost is using all your MP. Okay, back to the story. Now, after going through a bit of Thebes, we get a cutscene where Sora asks Hercules for advice on how to restore his power. And Hercules says his line that has to do with his heart, yada yada. After the conversation, Sora and Hercules hear cries for help where all the citizens are in danger from the Heartless. With that, just like in Kingdom Hearts 3, you explore the area and start saving people with Hercules' help. Something to note here, in my version of Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora doesn't get all his abilities like Keyblade transformation, shot locks, attraction flows, and links act as Roadrunner now. Since he lost his power, he shouldn't get all his abilities right away, but instead through progression. He does, however, have flow motion, okay? And I will get to flow motion in another video, in the combat video that I have eventually. At the end of saving all the people in Thebes, Sora will unlock the water magic, or the water spell. Through the entire process of saving people, Sora runs into Meg flying in with the Pegasus, not Phil, and they have the same conversation like in Kingdom Hearts 3. At the end of Thebes though, when we get to the end, Sora runs into Phil himself, who is there saving people by showing them evacuation points. Now, I understand that the Japanese voice actor of Phil died, which is why they didn't give him a voice, but for this version, let's just say he had a voice, okay? Let's just say he had a voice and he can talk. They have a great time catching up with each other, and of course Phil noticed that Sora got a lot weaker since the last time they met. Phil notes that Sora and the gang should visit him in the Coliseum to train up and of course say that they're still junior heroes. But Phil continues on saying that right now isn't the time for that since the entire town is on the verge of collapsing. At that moment, Zigbar comes to the party and says the same line just like in this scene here.
Huh? Oh wow, very nice. Full marks.
Go away!
No organization!
You're Zigbar!
All this altruism is giving me the warm and fuzzies. So then, does having a heart of light come with an extremely good insurance policy?
Just say what you mean.
Oh, but I did though. No good will ever come from putting other people first.
I was able to save Meg's life because I was ready to risk my own.
Because you've got friends in high places, you mean? Tricks like that don't fly for your average Joe.
What do you know? You weren't even there. If you were, you'd admire Herc's courage.
I don't admire one guy leaping into danger if it means someone else might have to jump in to save him. You're all just lining up to lose out. Dooming others to take the fall with you. Oh, and you can spare me the usual party line. Yes, hearts are powerful when they're connected. But if you put too much of that power in one place, some of those hearts might end up breaking. Still, Sora, that doesn't mean you should change. Accept the power you're given. Find the hearts joined to yours.
Why would I ever take advice from you?
As if. You don't have any choice but to follow this sweet little trail of breadcrumbs. And at the end, you'll finally realize what destiny has in store for you. In fact, your reward might be right around the corner. You're so close!
Now, right before Zigbar leaves during the conversation, Phil says this to Zigbar. Hey, listen here, you one-eyed pansy. Yes, the user lying hearts are connected has been said over and over again by these yahoos over here. Sora responds, hey! And Phil continues, sure, being brave and having a strong heart has a part to play for sure, but the final piece to becoming a true hero is being worthy. Zigbar responds, being worthy, as if. That still wouldn't work for the average Joe, and Phil cuts him off right there and he says, if you keep thinking like that, you'll never be worthy for as long as you live. Now, there may be a couple lines to change for Phil's line and some lines for Zigbar here or there, but I think you guys get the point. Either way, Zigbar leaves when we have the cutscene where they notice the mountain being loomed over with dark clouds. That's when Phil notes about the trial of the gods, where they can climb this mountain, they can enter the realm of the gods, aka Olympus. With that, Hercules, Sora, Don, and Goofy make their way to the mountain. Before we move on to the story, let's get back to the gameplay because there's going to be an interesting topic I will be bringing up. If people want the ultimate weapon in Kingdom Hearts 3, it requires collecting Orichalcum Pluses. Now normally you can find them in treasure chests or have to do some minigame to get all the pieces, but in my version, to get the Orichalcum Plus will be completely different. First, there are only 10 Orichalcum Pluses in the game, but the big question is where can you get those pieces? And the answer is secret bosses. So in 10 worlds, there will be a huge area where you can explore just like in Kingdom Hearts 3, but randomly from where a person explores, you will run into a secret boss where you'll be forced to fight them. Of course, depending on your level, the player should get destroyed. So once you lose, and if you go back to the same area, you can fight them again by accessing the battle gate system that was set up in Kingdom Hearts 3. When you beat these secret bosses, you will be rewarded with an Orichalcum Plus. Now, one such secret boss is in the Olympus world itself, and it's somewhere in the mountains. Since the area is so big, it could literally be anywhere. Now, I've been back into the story just to start things off at the mountain, where pretty much Sora and Don Goofy and Hercules are going through the mountain, and Hercules tells Sora about his father Zeus, the king of the gods, and that makes Hercules a god as well, and you can go wherever you want with that. Now, as you explore the mountains, the player has a chance to run into the secret Orichalcum Plus boss for Olympus, and this boss is none other than Zack from Final Fantasy VII. I have a cutscene where Hercules notes that he knows who Zack is, and having seen him since the day that they went their separate ways. Hades shows up and tells Hercules, Sora, Don, and Goofy that he revived him back from the dead to face you. But unlike the orange situation from last time, I made sure to take his emotions away. It was such a shame the way he died to that dude that only had the one ring. What a pity. Of course, Sora and the others get pissed and the secret boss fight with Zack begins. Now, if you manage to defeat him, Zack should just go down to the floor and say thank you, and that's it. Alright, now back to the story. Again, as Sora and Company climb higher through the mountain, Xigbar shows up and stops you. Where he says, I owe Hades a favor for helping me out back in the day. It's high time I paid his favor. What does this favor, you may be asking? You will find out eventually. Either way, this leads to a boss fight with Xigbar. Now after the boss fight, Xigbar says, I stalled them long enough. Hades is already at the gateway to Olympus where he goes, thanks again, later, and happy trails. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. I get a horrible impression. The moment Xigbar leaves is the moment where Hades sends the Rock Titan to stop them. Hercules is starting to get worried for his father since they were out here in the mountains for too long. Sora told Hercules to go on ahead while they will take care of the Rock Titan. Hercules agreed and flies away to Olympus, while we get the Rock Titan boss fight just like in Kingdom Hearts 3. This is where Sora unlocks the training attraction to defeat the Rock Titan. Now after the boss fight, Don and Goofy asks Sora how the hell he did that, but of course Sora has no idea. Either way, Sora and company moves forward as they get introduced to Olympus.
Is this Olympus?
Gosh, it's amazing.
Oh, whoa!
Jump down here!
Nope.
As they see Olympus, where they see how gorgeous it is, they also see that something's wrong where they can see the destruction the other times are doing and what's happening to Olympus. That is when they get ambushed by the Heartless. While they're fighting the Heartless, there are too many of them, and so the others get worried for a bit. But then they get saved by Poseidon. This is where you want to have a conversation between Poseidon and Sora, Don, and Goofy, where you get Poseidon's character like from the TV show, and they get along. Something that could be discussed would be Sora and company clearing out the trial to enter Olympus, the dangerous things that are happening in Olympus, Hades' plan with the Titans, a bit of family tree. It could honestly be anything. Something that could be discussed would be Sora and company clearing the trial to enter Olympus, the dangerous things that happen in Olympus, Hades is playing with the Titans, a bear family tree. It could honestly be anything. But the main point is for Sora and Goofy to get along with Poseidon. Either way, something happens where there's a huge army of heartless nobodies that surround Poseidon, Sora, and Goofy. Since Poseidon fears for the rest of the Greek gods that are fighting these creatures, and the thing that happened to Zeus, he summons his power of water, which sends Sora and Goofy flying into many different directions, while Poseidon stayed behind to take care of the heartless and nobodies. Since Sora and Goofy got split up, we first go into Donald's point of view. Donald realizes that he got separated and sees how some of the Greek gods got captured, so he decided to help free them while exploring Olympus, so that eventually he may meet up with the others. For those of you who are wondering, yes, you get to play as Donald Duck. Have one of the Greek gods that Donald saves be Hera, and she has a conversation with Donald while giving him the rundown of what's happening. Alright, so pretty much you just go around freeing gods and just making his way to the top, getting the top of Olympus. You get the point. After getting to the area where Donald's supposed to be, we switch gears to Goofy's point of view. And he gets to actually explore Olympus because he knows he'll eventually meet Sora and Donald. You get to play as Goofy in this section. Have Goofy meet up with Hercules, who's riding with the Pegasus, freeing the Greek gods. And Goofy helps him out by freeing the other captured Greek gods. Together, both Goofy and Hercules make it to the top of Olympus. Yes, playing as Donald and Goofy. Oh yeah. I bet that would give a shock to a lot of people for sure. Now we switch gears back to Sora. When Sora lands, he's greeted by none other than Zeus. Have a moment where Sora and Zeus work together to take out Heartless and Nobodies. Once Zack's taken care of, Sora and Zeus will have a conversation. This is where we get Zeus's character from the movie, his relationship with Hades and everyone else. He becomes ecstatic when he hears that Sora is Hercules' friend, and both of them just have a great time and they get along. Now both Sora and Zeus start to make their way to the top of Olympus, and yes, this is where Sora unlocks Air Step. After making to the top, Sora and Zeus get ambushed by Hades and the Titans. Sora gets blown away by the wind tiling while trying to dodge the barrage of fireballs Hades sent his way. Zeus got distracted by this, and this is where he gets trapped, just like in the Kim Hart Street cutscene you'll see right here.
I swear to you, Hades, when I get out of this... No, I'm the one giving orders now, Bolt Boy.
Don't get too comfortable, Hades!
Huh? Huh?
We're gonna stop you!
What?
Yeah!
Get them!
Sora! Donald! Goofy! It's on!
Yeah!
Of course, before Hercules says his line to let Hades know he's here, show that Goofy jumped off the Pegasus and caught Sora as he was being blown away. Then Donald shows up and casts Cure on Sora to bring him back up on his feet. Then just like that cutscene, this is where we get the boss fight with all the other Titans, just like in Kim Hart Street. Now after that boss fight, we get the Kim Hart Street cutscene just like this.
Uh-oh! Now it's all four of them! So what? There are four of us, too.
Actually, I think I can make it 5.
No! Thank you, my boy.
Yeah!
Now, watch your old man work!
Of course, Hades got pissed off the way he did, but he completely loses it when Poseidon comes to the top to help them out. Have a moment where Poseidon thanks Sora, Don, and Goofy for helping them out. Hades gets so mad he rages around telling the Titans to stop them all. Now Zeus and Poseidon take on the Titans, while in this cutscene,
I can't believe it! I put 18 years into that plan and you ruined it! I really don't like you.
Just give it up already. You'll never beat Herc, no matter how many times you try.
Yeah, stay in the underworld where you belong.
You have the time of your afterlife.
Enough already! I did not come this far to be ridiculed by Zeusy High and Mighty, his little sunspot, and a trio of clowns! You know what? I'll just go ahead and destroy you!
yes, right here at this moment, this is where we get the Hades boss fight. And of course, Sora, Don, Goofy, and Hercules take on Hades. And like I said before, Zeus and Poseidon take on the Titans. After the boss fight, there needs to be some minor adjustments to the ending. Like Zeus thanking Sora, Don, and Goofy for helping them save Olympus. Oh, and have Hades leave the area just like in Kingdom Hearts 3. Then have Phil show up in Olympus, where he can still call Sora, Don, Goofy junior heroes, and told them that they should come to the Colosseum once the matches are ready. As for how Phil can enter Olympus, just make it where Phil is the exception when it comes to clearing the trial of the gods to enter Olympus, because he's a trainer of heroes. Then we play the final cutscene of Olympus just like in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Are you sure you want to leave all this behind?
Isn't Olympus your home?
And your family.
I can see my family anytime I want. If I stayed, I'd have to be apart from the person I love most, and that life would be empty. I finally know where I belong.
Hercules.
Sora, we never got back to your question. Can I help?
It's okay. I think I'm meant to figure it out for myself. I'll find my strength the way you found yours. Something to fight for, with all my heart. I guess you did have the answer.
Well, you've got heart, Sora. Just keep at it, and I know you'll be stronger than ever.
Yeah, I might even end up stronger than you are.
There he goes again.
There we go, everyone. Those are my ideas for Kingdom Hearts 3 Reworked Olympus. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below on how you would redo Kingdom Hearts 3. Give this video a like, I would really appreciate it. Subscribe for more future content. And stay frosty, guys. Stay frosty. And it's an ability that allows you to... Zeus got distracted by this, and this is why he goes... Wow!